What is up, guys? It's the John Gaz. I'm coming at you today with another cartoon conspiracy theory. The cartoon we're talking about today was basically my life from 2nd grade to about 5th grade. To me, it was just like another version of Pokemon, which had an even more special place in my heart. The show we are talking about today is YuGiOh. YuGiOh is basically a show where a bunch of anime characters battle each other using Yu-Gi-Oh cards. The way that they would go about dueling these monsters is similar to the way that you would duel Pokemon, or battle Pokemon, I guess is the best word. In the show, it started off as a card game, but they eventually installed systems. It was actually, I think, just the first episode. They installed systems in various places where you would put a card into the system and it would project your monster right in front of you, and you got to actually see what it looked like when they battled. It was a really awesome show, kind of a unique concept at the time. I mean, it was similar to Pokemon mainly just because it was anime and with battling one side and the other, but you know, it was a cool show to watch. And because the show was so awesome, kids all around the world started collecting duel monsters as well. There was 5 cards though, 5 cards that everybody wanted to form the greatest and most powerful monster of all time. Those cards would form to create a monster called Exodia, who, according to this theory, is God. Little disclaimer right here, if there's any inconsistencies in this theory, as usual, just know that I didn't write it. I haven't seen the show in quite a long time, despite being a huge fan of it in the past. And this specifically talks about a couple of religious elements that I don't really understand, nor do I know how to pronounce a lot of the words in it. So this is kind of going to be a struggle for both of us, me to actually explain the theory, and you to watch me fumble over my words explaining this theory. So let's hop to it. So as I said, according to this theory, Exodia is God. However, he's not the God that most people know, who supposedly created the universe in 7 days. He's not Buddha, he's not Allah, he's not whatever God the Jews believe in. According to this theory, he is the Abrahamic deity YHWH, or if you want to pronounce that as an acronym, YuGiOh. I don't want to say that more than I have to, so I'm just going to say YHWH, or I'm just going to say God, because I don't want to sound more stupid than I have to. Anyway, he is supposedly this deity as seen through the eyes of the pharaohs who created duel monsters. Now, I didn't explain this before. The card game Duel Monsters in the show is based off of the old Egyptian ancients battling real monsters. The cards in the show are based off of what was believed to be actual creatures dating back to the ancient pharaohs. Creatures that were used during war times in the ancient era. Now think about him being this god for just a second. He's an unstoppable mythic being of limitless power, and he effortlessly dominates every other monster on the field, which is why when you have all 5 of his cards that create him in your hand, you automatically win. But these traits kind of seem wrong for ancient Egyptian paganism. These all-powerful traits do seem a little bit more appropriate, though, for a monotheistic religion, one that would preach God's superiority over all others. So the religion that was believed by the people who created duel monsters doesn't really work with the duel monster that is Exodia. I'm assuming they were a polytheistic religion where power was divided up between several great gods. That's why in the context of the game, Exodia is the Forbidden One, because worship of YHWH, YuGiOh, was forbidden in the times of the pharaohs. However, those pharaohs did still fear the almighty power of a god who could free all of the Hebrews from their bondage. The chains that are on Exodia's wrists and ankles represent the chains that bound the Hebrews to slavery. And the way his name is pronounced, Exodia, sounds like it's kind of a reference to the Book of Exodus. The Book of Exodus chronicles the Hebrews' liberation and YHWH's revenge on Egypt. So what I'm trying to say is that Exodia is a metaphor for Hebrew slavery and the triumph of monotheism. So to be honest, I don't really know what to think of this theory. I think it's a really cool concept, though, to think of Exodia as being based off of this almighty, all-powerful god that the people who created duel monsters was actually afraid of. I realize this was a short theory, but I just think that's an interesting perspective on the almighty, all-powerful, forbidden one that is Exodia. And that is the end of the theory. Thank you guys so much for watching, as usual. Even though it was a short one, like I said, hope you guys still enjoyed it. I know a lot of people who are my age, even a little bit older and a little bit younger, who are huge fans of Yu-Gi-Oh! And there's actually a couple of kids at my college that I recently battled in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament, but I lost, obviously, because I don't have any of those new powerful, crappy GX cards. Anyway, moving past that awkwardness, make sure you guys rate, comment, and subscribe. Rate so I know what you thought of the theory. Comment any discrepancies or any issues that you have with it, but try not to be a total douche about it. These are just me presenting the theories. These are not my theories, so chill out. And feel free to subscribe if you want to be notified every time I make another video. I said it in the last video and I'll say it in this one. Once I get to 25,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing another episode of Challenge Accepted, the episode where I accept your guys' challenges. As of right now, the only idea I've got is putting a big handful glob of Icy Hot on my genitalia. So try to come up with something new so I don't have to do that. And when you're done with all that, feel free to follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, like my Facebook fan page, do all that good stuff. And when you're done with all that, just remember how much I love you and how much I appreciate every single one of you guys who's watching this video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Stay beautiful, stay awesome, and stay fresh.